Live from the heart of spring, it's the Geek Show.
Well, I was going to say, if you're one of the few indoor enthusiasts who are enjoying this show live, welcome. If you're not out, most of you are at the movie theaters, apparently, and the rest are out enjoying spring. What are we doing in our basements? Good Lord. Let's start the show. Well, welcome, everyone. Everyone looking so good today.
Yeah,
Rob, look at that.
How are you?
Got your jacket on there, Rob. That's nice.
Thank you. It's a little chilly down here in the basement, so.
Yeah, I get that. Robert Neal, everybody.
Good
Let's
morning,
see.
good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Yes, Rebecca Frost is here.
Hey, I got my new A24 shirt, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
and that's a Midsommar themed,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh,
Because of the flowers, right?
1000%.
How many does that make? How many A24 shirts do you have?
Just this one.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
So
a
far.
collection.
So
I have a hat and then I have a jacket.
Well, we got some A24 news coming up. Stand by for that.
And do I have thoughts on this?
And I'll bet you do. Quad T, Too Tall Tony is here as well, and he has thoughts.
I got thoughts. They're right up in here.
Well, good. I need both you and Rob to explain that.
Sometimes I let them out.
We'll get to that.
And we have our host, Mr. Kerry Jackson.
Wah, wah, wah.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. All right. We only really got one trailer worth talking about this week, and that's the trailer for Welcome to Derry. Yeah. It's a prequel, takes place in 1962. And yes, Skarsgård is back as Pennywise. That's how you say it, apparently, is Skarsgård.
Oh.
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Pumpkins.
His brother was on Colbert or something like that, and so it's Skarsgård.
What?
Yeah.
It's
But
because the A has a little O
it's got
over it.
a thingy.
I'm calling shenanigans on that.
It's got a thingy. But it is the show developed by the It filmmakers Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti, along with Jason Fuchs as the showrunner. It's 9 episodes, and let's see. Of course, the Pennywise shows up every 27 years, and this is 1962. So we don't have the problem of, iPhones, internet, anything like that. All of the things that tend to screw up writers, it's all just cleared away for you. It's 1962. You can just do what you want.
So I've never watched any of the It stuff. I might start
Not
with
even the
this.
movies that came
Not
out
even-
recently?
No, none of them. The old one, new one, nothing.
I kind of liked the new ones.
I've heard it's good.
Like the first one. I mean, they're both listen, they're both weird.
They're both weird. They're both good.
Yeah, like I didn't hate them.
I liked
It's
me
Tim
some.
Curry
Yeah, well,
in the first one.
in the original, that one was made for TV. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh, was it?
That first one
Yes.
was made for television. But the second one of the new ones I quite like, because I like me some Jessica Chastain. I thought that was some good casting in there for the
Bill
adult
Hader
parts.
is there.
Bill Hader, yeah. But yeah, Pennywise is creepy and scary.
Do I need to watch the first one to get the second one?
Yes.
Hold on. It's in 2 parts, so
Yeah.
you do not need to watch the 79 one to get the modern one.
Oh,
No.
that's
But
what
you need to watch both parts of
the first
whichever
new
one you do
to get the
watch.
second new one.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm thinking back on it now, because I remember I saw the first one pretty sure I saw the first one at the Alamo Draft House, and I remember being scared. Like it was pretty scary.
It has its moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pennywise, he's creepy. But Skarsgård was talking about playing Pennywise again. And he said, I felt like I was done with it. Also, because I was shooting Nosferatu at the time, I just felt like, okay, this is the nail in my coffin of my monster roles.
Nope.
But because the Machetes called, I love them. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. We got to explore different sides of old Pennywise. There's some cool stuff in there we haven't seen. So it'll be sometime this fall that will premiere.
I do refuse to read the It book.
I'm not surprised.
That's just a good
Stephen
idea.
King.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I've read enough Stephen King.
I just think that's a good rule of thumb when it comes to Stephen King. Don't need to read it.
I like Stephen King stuff, so I would say do it. I thought the Dark Tower series was really cool. It's long and it's a commitment, but I enjoyed it.
I was going to say I heard good things about that one, but you do have to make that commitment.
Yeah, I can't do it.
The interesting thing about that one is it took him like 40 years to finish. Like there are huge spaces in between some of the books.
How old is he now?
105.
Stephen King?
Yeah, he's 206, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there goes Rebecca with a Google.
77.
77.
He's up there.
Okay.
Sure.
I was just wondering. Okay. Also, the other news that we got this week was, and they're not saying why, other than I think it just takes a lot to make these movies.
That's what I figured.
What?
Doom will not brook this insolence. Doom is not having it.
Doom toots as he pleases.
Doom
Doomsday,
toots as he pleases.
Doomsday and the Secret Wars, they have been delayed from May to December. So the superhero, it'll be late 2026 and 2027 respectively. Which, okay.
This is so funny to me. I don't know if it's funny to anybody else.
Well, I think it's
so.
ridiculous that they're pushing. Instead of Doomsday, we got for you The Devil Wears Prada 2. Don't
Because we
forget
gotta
about
know
that.
what our friend Andy is up to.
What? Like, these aren't even the same audiences. And they're like, don't worry, we got you covered.
Listen, as long as Tucci's there, I'll watch.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Have you watched his new series, his new Italy series that he's
No,
doing?
but Disney Plus really wants me to.
It's quite good.
Can I, before we leave this, can I talk about the not chair that we got? The spoiler that we got from a potential person in one of these two movies. I'm not sure which.
Now, do we know that this is an accurate spoiler?
I would call it better than even odds.
Okay, what?
Our friend, Phil Coulson.
No way.
Oh, really?
I thought we were done with him.
Leave his corpse alone.
Well, they could bring
not a
an
corpse.
alternate reality.
Yeah,
Multiverse
I'm thinking
Coulson.
of bringing back the LMD version of him.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
Model decoy.
all right.
So, but do you know what else comes out in December 2026? Dune Messiah.
Christmas.
Dune Messiah.
Oh,
So it's Dune's Day.
Enough.
yeah, Rick threw that joke out there. Look at that.
Oh, did he? Yeah, Dune's Day. I've seen that thrown around. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Whatever.
Back to the Phil Coulson thing. I'm such a Marvel zombie. I love all of it, But that was one thing that as much as I loved the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, which I did, because it gave me plenty of Ming Na Wen. But I think that bringing Coulson back from the dead did kind of undercut the importance and weight of his death in the Avengers.
It did.
Which is why I think they kept him away from most of the... I mean, there was a lot of things where you thought that the Avengers were going to find out that he was still alive, and they never did. The closest you got was, I think, Sif finding out when she guessed it
That's
in
right.
season 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Anyway, all right. So, you're going to have to wait for your Doomsday a little bit. While we're thinking of it, let's remind everybody about our Patreon. That's how you support the show. We are ad-free, as far as I know. So you can support the show with the Patreon, either $1 or $3.50. It's your choice. Just go there. You get the after party, which only Patreons have a link to, and that's where we continue this show after we record this show. It just keeps going, and it usually winds up being about food for some reason.
Yummers.
Anyway,
Because we like food.
but there's a lot of spoilers on the after party too. We did a deep dive of Andor last week with Lee. Lee came back and we did a deep dive of Andor, spoiler filled. So go to geekshowgotthiscovered.com. That's the link to our Patreon, if you would please. Thank you. And our merch while it lasts. I'm seriously considering taking down the store.
This sounds so
Big
threatening.
talk, Carrie. Big talk.
Big talk.
Oh, now I'm gonna.
Wow.
Geekshow.store is where you go to get our merch. shirts, all that stuff. Thank you. Oh, and of course, Lee George Cade. The Cade family could use your help. His medical bills are piling up and piling up. He garnered enough strength to join us last week, so now that means it'll be another couple of months, and then he'll come back.
He's got to recharge.
But there's the Venmo QR code right there. That money goes directly to the Cade family. There's no money taken off the top or anything. That just goes directly to them. So there you go. Thanks for helping out. Okay, let's continue. Now, there are a lot of perfect trilogies, people say.
Sure.
And I thought the Toy Story trilogy was perfect. I didn't need number 4, and I'm a huge fan of Toy Story. I really am. I didn't need 4, though. I thought the third one ended beautifully. But now we got a 5th one. And Conan O'Brien is the voice of a new character. Apparently, the plot centers around new electronic toys.
Video games, or what are we
And
talking about?
Tamagotchi?
I think they're addressing, like video games and iPhones and things like that. But Conan is going to be playing an electronic toy called Smarty Pants.
Okay.
All right.
Tell me
I
more.
wish that I try. Listen, a lot of the news this week's pissing me off. I don't want any more Toy Story movies.
Take
Okay,
that,
is this where I
Disney.
point out that you
Take that.
don't have to watch? Oh, you kind of do, though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I get paid $0 to watch all these movies.
Be careful what you wish for.
Still obligated. Get paid 0.
The other voice announcement that they made about this was that because Carl Weathers has passed, he is no
What?
longer Combat Carl. Ernie Hudson will be taking over
I'm in for that. That
Good
works.
trade. That's
Carl Weathers. But Pixar just had Inside Out 2, which was just what a moneymaker that was. And
Yeah, crazy.
they've got Elio coming up, which looks interesting.
Hasn't it been delayed a couple of times?
Yes.
A little bit. June 20th is when it's coming up, apparently. But
That's the kid that goes up with the aliens, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like
And they
that
have
was
not been
originally announced
marketing
like
that thing
2
at
years
all.
ago.
Whoa.
I don't know if it's been that long
I'll
on
look it
the
up.
shelf. Look it up, would you? Thank
It's
you.
been
1
at
week.
least a year, but I think that it's been close to 2.
But it looks all the trailers that I've seen for it look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We shall see. I think the perfect trilogy though is Toy Story 1, 2, 3,
It's good.
right there. I'd even put that above your Star Wars trilogy.
Oh,
Well, hey now.
Which Star Wars trilogy?
Well, you know. You know.
any of them?
It's funny. I've been having people reach out to me because we've been talking about Andor so much, and there are people who are just Star Wars pedestrians. They aren't like us, And they said, "Okay, I gave Andor a try, and I'll be damned. That's some good writing." And thank you. Where do I go now?
Well,
And I said, "Well, they've already made a sequel to the series. It's called Rogue One. It just died."
And then the sequel to that is A New Hope.
And then
Yeah.
you go to A New Hope, and then after
start at the
that,
beginning.
So-
you decide.
Elio was originally scheduled to be released on March 1st, 2024.
Okay.
But then on October 27th, 2023, they announced it was delayed to June 13th, 2025.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So one year delay.
The film's delay was due in part to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike.
That thing.
All right.
That thing did that. All right.
And then February of this year, it was delayed again to the 20th to avoid competition with How to Train Your Dragon.
All right. Okay.
Crazy time. Crazy
There we
time to
go.
be alive.
All right. Let's see. I guess they're going to try to make a Street Fighter movie again.
Why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
And so they're talking to all of these people here. Now, I know Jason Momoa.
I've heard of that guy.
I don't know the rest of them.
Roman Reigns is on the end, and I only know that because I watched wrestling for the first time in like 40 years when WrestleMania was on like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
A friend invited me over to a watch party, and I'm like,
Okay.
why not? But that's the only other person I know in this group.
Is he a hero or a heel?
Sure.
Roman Reigns.
Yes.
All wrestlers, it just depends on the time of year.
Depends on who's writing it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. So there's Andrew Koji and Noah Centineo.
I'm not sure if I could pick out who's who from those two names in these two pictures.
Yeah.
Koji's the guy in the
In the black outfit, black suit.
no, I think that's the other one. I think Koji's in the tan.
I think it's stereotyping. I think it's profiling.
Oh my
I
God.
think it's correct though too.
But it's the, of course, the Street Fighter video game. The project is in partnership with Capcom. The cast has not been announced, but it's understood that these four are circling in early negotiations.
Which does take you back to your Ming-Na
Yes,
from earlier, because she was the original Thunderkick Barbie.
that's right.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. But here's the interesting part of this whole thing. The writer and director is Kateo Sakurai, but he's best known for writing, directing, and executive producing The Eric Andre Show.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Okay.
Let's
There
go.
we go.
Now we're cooking.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's the only thing that interested me. When I read this story, I went, that's an interesting choice. Okay, is that the direction that we're going? I hope so. Let's have some fun with it.
I'm in the same boat. I didn't care until you said that.
Exactly. Finish him. Is that
That's
Street
Mortal
Fighter?
Kombat, Carrie.
Oh, that's
Mortal
Mortal Kombat. Sorry.
Jeez.
See, there, I get it mixed up.
It's a fight game. Yeah.
It's a fighting game. I don't know. It's no Masters of Terra Aziz.
What?
Masters of Terraskazi was the Star Wars fighting game from the mid 90s
Yes.
for the PlayStation 1.
It was fun to play, and I always played as the sand person Whore. For some reason, his name was Whore.
There's a sand person that's a whore.
No, his name was Whore.
I'd like to find me one sane person that isn't. Am I
Hey,
right?
bing.
It was name, not occupation.
All right, this Hunger Games movie is getting more and more big names here.
This is
This
the
is
first movie
interesting.
to be cast entirely by Twitter. This is some S tier level casting. I don't know if you guys understand that.
So Kieran Culkin is going to play Caesar, who was originally, it was Stanley Tucci, who was originally.
And Jason Schwartzman in the Ballad of Songbirds and
The
Snakes.
latest one.
Yes. So he's going to be playing Caesar, Kieran Culkin. That's okay. Sure. Show me what you got.
Yeah.
The other interesting casting is Elle Fanning.
Ba, 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 ba. We did it, Joe. Like, this rules.
Elle Fanning will be what's the character's name? Effie Trinket.
Effie Trinket.
And
Where my Hunger
yeah.
Games head's at.
So
I'm like
this
a
is
Hunger Games arm. I like it, but I'm not a head.
so you got I mean Joseph Zada, Whitney Peak, McKenna Grace, Jesse Plemons, Kelvin Harrison Jr., Maya Hawke, Lily Taylor, Ben Wong.
Big casting. For
This
sure.
is also so the Academy Awards are going to be start doing awards for casting.
Oh, there you go. And,
Yeah, dude.
And Ray Fiennes as President Snow.
God,
so yeah,
so good.
it's
I don't know if you guys get it, but it's pretty good.
it's big. It's big.
Take your word for it.
Is this a one movie or is this a new trilogy?
This is a prequel movie.
This is Haymitch's story.
Oh, right. I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
called let's see. Oh, what's the name of the movie? It's the book that is Sunrise on the Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping. So, all right, now someone's
Sounds
got
like
to.
a Led Zeppelin song. Which isn't a bad thing. I love Led Zeppelin.
Well, that's a Led Zeppelin album, I think, isn't it?
They-
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin 7, Sunrise on the Reaping.
I do have to make a quick correction. Jason Schwartzman was Caesar Flickerman's dad,
Oh,
Lucky Flickerman. So Caesar Flickerman is a nepo baby.
Classic.
Classic.
classic Caesar. All right, now someone explain to me Elden Ring.
Tony, you're up.
You can't. There's nothing to explain. This is what makes this so interesting that they're making a movie out of this, Carrie.
Yeah,
Because Elden Ring doesn't have a story. It's just a whole bunch of stupid little lore drops all around this giant open world. and then it's like maybe I'll go over here and see if I can find a boss to fight. Like you just run around and do stuff.
Okay,
It's-
that's every video game
no,
ever.
no. There is like zero coherent through line of here A, B, C, D, E, you end up at F. Like there is none of that in Elden Ring. And I know this because I put 85 hours into this game
Jesus.
and I rolled the credits. I beat the game. I have no idea what happened in this game. Not a freaking clue. So
Did you fight things?
I fought a lot of things. I killed
you
a
get
lot
treasure?
of bosses. I died a lot. I got lots of treasure. I had a great time with it, but there's no story.
I had a great time doing nothing.
Well,
So it felt like. So the nice thing about this is Alex Garland can do whatever he wants with it. He just needs to
Well-
put it in the universe.
but there is a script. George R.R. Martin.
Oh, I'm less interested now because he was involved with the first Elden Ring, and guess what that story was? Who knows? It doesn't matter.
I mean, I would hope you knew you put 85 hours of your life into it.
Not a clue. All I know is I was brought back to life to fight bosses. That's it.
Okay, so George
Death and taxes.
really Martin will be he wrote the script. He's one of the producers, and of course Alex Garland, who's an A24 darling. A24 is producing this.
That's insane to me.
Also, yes.
Because A24 producing this is insane to me.
Yeah,
Because they haven't, at least off the top of my, I mean, they haven't adapted a video game type something yet.
this is it.
This
Well,
is
this
like
is
their
perfect.
this is like their first big IP.
Yeah,
Which that I was a little surprised that it was A24 as well because I can't imagine an Elden Ring movie not having a really big budget. Like the set pieces in this game are massive.
But here's the thing.
Expensive.
The same day they announced this Elden Ring movie, A24 also announced it was dismantling its documentary division.
that's right.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they gotta
Which
pay
is-
for this movie
There's
somehow.
where that money
Which
went.
is well,
Jeez.
it's unfortunate because they did some pretty good
They have
documentaries.
some fantastic documentaries.
But yeah, you got Alex Garland, who Ex Machina, Annihilation, Civil War.
Yeah, I'm
Warfare.
excited based
Warfare.
on that alone.
He scripted the upcoming 28 Years Later for Danny Boyle. Okay, so here's the plot. Set in the lands between,
Yeah.
Elden Ring tasks players with repairing the titular ring, runes that control reality, and becoming the new Elden Lord to usher in a new age.
Is that what I was doing?
I guess so. Uniting the ring requires a lot of horseback and a lot of dying, but at that point, players had become familiar. It says here.
That's the only thing I knew I was doing was I was trying to become the Elden Lord. I had no idea why. I had no idea what I was doing to get there. I would just go kill something and be like, "Hey, you need to go over here." Okay.
It's interesting that this is the property that they chose.
Could
Well,
it be because it is such an open-ended way to go?
I think so.
Could be.
That plus
be.
the fact that it made buku dollars.
Did
This
it?
game, it made way more money than they thought it would. So it is a hugely popular game. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I remember Lee talking about it.
Yeah, it's that I am not surprised that it's getting a movie adaptation.
Interesting. Speaking of money in video games, explain this to me then, Tony. Okay, so they
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tony.
so
It's
so
a
they
picture
push
of a lady with an arm over.
so they push back Grand Theft Auto 6,
Yeah.
right? But now, apparently, this is going to cost the gaming business $2.7 billion in 2025.
Yeah, because the projected sales for this game are just astronomical, right? And it was supposed to come out in like September, October of this year. So all the money that would have been spent by consumers buying this game has now moved to 2026. So it just means the money's coming next year instead of this year.
Well, it says here the industry spend on content and services will still cross $200 billion for the first time thanks to Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, that's coming out in 2 weeks.
But I question that because of the whole tariff situation.
So they
For all
have
the
been
tariffs.
stockpiling Nintendo Switch 2s here in the U.S. for at least a year.
Really?
or around that time. So they have tons of Switches here in the U.S. I mean, a testament to that is the fact that I was able to order 2 on pre-order night and within an hour of each other. Like most stuff these days when they release, if you don't get it in the first 2 minutes, you're cooked.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it sucks.
Also, though, isn't the tariffs going to affect game systems? I mean, because when this new Grand Theft Auto comes out, you're probably going to want to upgrade, right?
It'll be for the current systems, yeah, PS5, Xbox Series X, but it will probably affect the cost of the systems by the end of the year or 2026. But Nintendo said so far they're not going to raise the price of the system itself, but they are upping the price on some of the peripherals, controllers, camera, stuff like that, by like $5 or so. So, yeah, but I mean, in reality, who freaking knows? Because apparently Trump's decided he's going to throw a 50% tariff on Europe in the next couple of weeks.
Is he though?
That's what I mean. Like I could go on politics for a while here, but the point is he's shown that he'll back down. And so is it going to actually happen? Who knows? It just is going to mess with the stock market again.
Egg says that they've already raised the cost of an Xbox.
Yeah, they announced that the Xbox.
Carrie, did you upgrade?
You need to get one. So this holiday season, they are raising the
long.
price of the Xbox about $100 per SKU.
Really?
Yeah, Carrie. Come on.
Shit. I wanted to get that new Indiana Jones game, too.
Carrie, I'm playing that right now, and it's awesome.
Oh, damn it.
It's really good.
Carrie, what are you waiting for?
Damn it to hell.
Okay, so if
Are you
this will
trying to
add
save your
any incentive
pennies?
to you, Carrie, Last Crusade was premiered today in 90 whatever year it was.
Ah.
So
Yeah,
there
they're
you
doing
go.
a re-release at the movies.
At
Like,
the
For
movies.
Father's Day.
I was literally playing The Great Circle before we started recording this morning.
Oh, wow.
It's really good.
I just don't have the time. I need, like a week, that I can just sit down and play a game.
Well, just play like half an hour a day or an hour a day.
I don't even have that. I wish I did.
Carrie, what if you got a Steam Deck and you can play it on the airplane?
On my iPad?
No.
No Steam Deck.
Oh, I need a Steam Deck to Oh, okay.
It's like a Switch, but bigger.
I don't know if that plays the Indiana Jones game.
Oh, is it not out on
It
Steam
no,
yet?
it is, but I don't. It's a very graphically intensive game. I'm not sure if the Steam Deck will run it. I'd have to look at it. I'd have to check it out.
Jimmy John says, I bought a PS5 months ago just in case for
Smart.
GTA.
Smart.
All right. Yeah, just put it in your shelf. Yeah. Oh, Egg's going to look to see if I can play it on Steam.
There we go. Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Egg.
You the man, Egg.
Also, Memorial Day weekend. Maybe there's sales, Carrie.
Yeah. I haven't thought to look around.
Go to your RC Willie.
Pick up a washer dryer while I'm there.
Never heard anyone under the age of 50 recommend RC Willie.
Where do you think I
know,
got all
right?
this shit from my house?
RC Willie, apparently.
Remind me to tell you off the air. RC Willie won't advertise on my show.
Hilarious.
Oh, awesome.
I'll tell you about it.
What did you do, Ray?
I know
I
a
will
guy.
tell
I know
you.
a guy that used to work for a credit union, and he said that RC Willie, more than anything, is a money lender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Yeah.
the
where they
largest
make their
one
money
in
is
Utah,
their-
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's a
But it's
furniture
crazy. It's
a furniture
crazy.
store second.
They literally we don't have to talk about this. They literally do not lend more than $10,000 though, because we went through this whole thing when we were getting our appliances. We had to have them call a supervisor and beg them to approve us for at least 15.
Wow.
And we have phenomenal credit. Like, not to brag, but our credit scores are really good.
Man.
But but the girl that we were working with, she was like, yeah, we never approve for anything above $10,000.
Well, Jimmy John's works at Wayfair, so he said he can help you out. And Egg says that you can play it on the Steam Deck, apparently.
There you go.
So there you go, Carrie, get
Ta-da.
a Steam Deck and play it on your travels.
It's
How
about the
big?
same
How
price
big
as
is the Steam Deck? How big is that?
Like a
Like
Switch
that?
size,
Like
like
a
a little bit
Switch
larger
size?
than a
It's a
Switch.
little bit bigger than a Switch. It's I like it. It's a lot thicker than a Switch, so it feels a lot better in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
But actual portrait or whatever of it is about the same size.
Yeah, let me look into that then. I was just going to read comic books, but there you
And
go.
you may want to talk to Jay if you can track him down. I think that didn't he just get one recently?
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
He does.
I have one as well. I would say get the
Yeah, talk to Jay.
whatever. Thanks, Rob. I would say pick up. They sell refurbished ones from the manufacturer, so they're brand new, but they're like $100 cheaper.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right then. Has anyone been watching The Wheel of Time on Amazon? You? Sorry.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah,
You can stop reading those books, Tony.
Yeah.
I can. I've committed. I made a promise to myself. I'm going to see it through.
It's been canceled
Yep.
after 3 seasons.
Which is crazy because the 3rd season is easily the best one they made.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. From what I understand, the one of the showrunners went to Amazon and said, "I want to figure out a way to take this to the end. Can we do that?" And Amazon went, "Let's just save you the trouble."
oof.
What's
We've got to put money into Rings of Power.
They already put $1 billion something into that freaking series when they had
What's
to purchase
this-
all the rights.
what's the Wheel of Time even about?
Oh,
a
don't get
wheel.
me started.
And it has no.
Because, like, at least with
It's-
Rings of Power, my lizard brain is like, oh, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
I mean, 10,000-foot view. It's high fantasy. It's a big fantasy world with people who have magic and
Yeah, I
and
saw a
you're-
picture of her in the middle. She was doing some kind of magic thing.
Rosamund Pike plays Moraine, and that's just it's one of those. Okay, the chosen one has appeared now, and he's gonna save the wheel. He's gonna save or break the wheel.
Okay, what is the wheel? Let's start with that.
Well, and this is a concept that's in a lot of science fiction and fantasy books, and stories. The wheel is everything has happened before and will happen again. It's the cyclical nature of reality.
That's just real life. Bug Hunter says women use magic, men can't, or they go crazy. You should have led
that's
with
what
that.
this show-
That
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but it does. That part doesn't play as much of a role as I thought it would. I'm in book 8 right now, and it's like, okay, yeah, I guess they kind of go crazy, or maybe they don't, or what. But
Look at all of our people who watch this show and love it, and
Yeah.
I had no idea. Wow.
It's
Okay.
the first season
Sorry,
was
friends.
a little rocky because it was COVID times and they had to do some stuff. Also, the guy that plays one of the characters, Matt, would sometimes Matt Coffin. He would sometimes just decide not to show up, and so they'd have to like shoot around his scenes on certain days.
fantasy character named Matt.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the High Wizard Craig.
they call me Tim. But then the second season was better and pretty good, and the third season I thought was quite good. So
Lord of the Underdeep Kevin.
Craig.
okay, so sorry, they call him Matt. His full name is Matrim. So
Matrim?
There you go, Matrim.
Oh, that's
Coffin.
better.
Is his last name Oni?
Matrimony.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Now I saw this story, and I thought we could bounce around about this a little bit. Ryan Reynolds wants Disney to make an R-rated Star Wars project.
He says he's written one. Listen, Ryan Reynolds is pissing me off recently.
Boy, you are just so angry.
Everyone's pissing me off recently, Rebecca.
What
Ryan Reynolds in particular. Bro, what is your deal?
Well, here's
He
what
likes
he
the
said.
swears.
Here's what he said. He pitched an idea of an R-rated Star Wars property to Disney. He said, I pitched it to Disney. I said, why don't we do an R-rated Star Wars property? It doesn't have to be overt or A-plus characters. There's a wide range of characters you could use, and I don't mean R-rated to be vulgar, R-rated as a Trojan horse for emotion. I always wonder why studios don't want to just gamble on something like that. I'm not saying I want to be in it. I'd want to produce and write or be behind the scenes. Those kinds of IP subsist really well on scarcity and surprise. We don't get scarcity really with Star Wars because of Disney Plus, but you can certainly still surprise people.
Oh, I have a show to introduce him to. It's called Andor.
Yeah,
Say we got fairly close with Andor.
I was gonna say he didn't watch that obviously, but
I feel like I keep getting Google News push notifications about Ryan Reynolds for whatever reason, and he's like, Green Lantern could have been better if we did XYZ differently. And my friend, why are you still talking about Green Lantern? He's
Actually, I'm sorry. I hate to correct you on this one. It wasn't him who said that. It was the director, Martin Campbell, said we wanted to let Ryan Reynolds write because we think it would have been a better movie if he had, or at least had some script consulting in it. But the studio overrode him on it, and we got what we got. But it wasn't Reynolds who was like, if I'd written it, it would have been better.
Google push notification made it seem like Ryan Reynolds had said that.
No, because I looked, I'm kind of like, all right, let's see what's going on here. So it was Campbell who said it.
See, I think when you have that push notification, it's just anything that comes up, right? Ryan Reynolds goes to you. No wonder it's pissing you off.
So Rebecca, so I have a question for Rebecca though with this. Do you feel that Ryan Reynolds is in his own way, and it's not a apples to apples exact comparison, but kind of becoming like Dwayne Johnson in where he's trying to insert himself into certain media as a presence more so than he might necessarily need to?
Do you know? Yeah, 1000%. And do you know who I would also unfortunately compare him to? Zachary Levi. Because there was an article that came out this week about Zachary Levi, and he's
I don't think I'm ever gonna work in this town again.
He's out here saying, I would love to be in the DCU again. Oh, if only they didn't hate Trump supporters. If only they didn't hate anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
Well,
but he also was saying that he was also, it seemed like he was trying to soft pedal his complicitness. I'm not sure exactly how you put it, but basically, like maybe people were given misinformation and didn't fact check it and just kind of went with what they were told and left it at that. And it sounded like he was just trying to kind of like, yeah, maybe I was one of those people who just didn't do their due diligence about the people that they were working with or talking to with respect to his political leanings.
Really?
Yeah.
He's having buyer's remorse is what you're saying.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's having kind of buyer's remorse. It's not like he's going, I don't totally hate what I did, but I hate what I did.
I'll see it when I believe it.
I hate what I did because now I can't work.
Yeah.
I think what Reynolds is doing here is he's pulling a Deadpool. I think that he's throwing things out into the universe, and hopefully somebody will catch it and make it happen. Like he leaked the Deadpool footage, you know.
But I think that, so let's look at this for Star Wars. I mean, like everybody said, look at Andor, look at Rogue One, and you get to see not just the emotional content, you get to see the violence that we didn't. I mean, you see AT-ATs shooting at soldiers on Hoth. You see some lightsaber battles. You see starship battles. But as far as like one-on-one gritty content, Andor had that.
Yes.
I don't know what else you need for an R rating in Star Wars, you know, that he's hoping to see. But I think that, I don't know if he's necessarily completely missing the boat here, but I think that Star Wars is getting that. And look at The Acolyte even. For some of the more, let's call it serious, not necessarily mature content. And I don't know what else he's looking for, you know, that Star Wars can't do. And I like the fact that he said, don't use any DA characters. It's a galaxy. Pick anybody. Pick the guy with the ice cream thing in Bespin. You know,
I wonder though, does he pay attention to what the people say though? Because every time we do try something new and different, the loudest minority of Star Wars fans gets real shitty about it. So is he like aware of
maybe
the actual fan base?
Maybe he thinks he can overcome that.
I also wonder if he's doing like all the stuff that he does recently. I can't help but think about it in terms of, what's the PR move here in relation to what his wife is going through with their lawsuit?
Well, I mean, to be fair, anyone in a position like his, as far as like popularity and money and everything like that, they should be thinking about every single thing they do as what is the PR implications of
they should
me doing these things, saying these things.
Do they? Not until after somebody says you shouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is way like, Liz, I don't know these people. I think he does that. I think he is very like meticulous in what he puts out there. Whereas I think Blake Lively is maybe a little bit more messy.
Yeah.
And so he does a lot of like trying
Clean
to either clean up or get ahead of stuff.
Yeah.
There's your new TV series right there. Ryan Reynolds, Spin Doctor.
Ugh.
That's just life.
Or-
It's just watching.
Clean up on Isle Blake.
No.
Oh,
There we go. All right. Let's see. This next one. This is if you're going to be in Illinois, in the Chicago area.
oh man, I wish
June
it
28th.
was.
No, it's through February. Oh, wait a second.
Through September.
Well, okay. Oh, is this not the one that was in Utah?
No, this is a different one. This is
Okay.
this is at the Dunn Museum from June 29th through February 16th of 2026.
I think this image I have is from the one that was in Utah.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate to ask this because I know it's going to make me sad. There was an Alex Ross gallery in Utah.
Yeah, I
missed
didn't know
it?
either.
Yeah, dude.
Shoot.
Well,
Was it a gallery or just an exhibit?
I don't know.
Either way, he's my all-time favorite comic book artist.
well,
and I
you may
didn't
want to
go.
fly to Chicago. Chicago's
trip.
a lovely
I mean-
city. I mean, it's a great town, great food town.
I don't like him airplane ticket worth, but
Well,
Road trip.
this
You
is
can do Route 66 in reverse.
true.
66 reversed is just 66.
It's 99.
Don't make me come up there.
Nice. All right, but it's called Alex Ross: Heroes and Villains, and it's going to be a huge exhibit debuting at the Dunn Museum in Illinois. Marvel focused exhibit. Marvel. Oh, this is the one. This is this one. Marvelocity. This is the one that we're looking at here.
Oh, it's just Marvel stuff?
No, this one is all of his stuff. This is DC and Marvel.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm trying to find different pictures.
And wasn't Ross the first person, where'd you go, Bruce? Wasn't he the first one to show Batman with eyes instead of just white slots?
Wouldn't surprise me.
don't
'cause
know, probably.
I remember seeing it for the first time going, oh, eyes on that artwork.
So, you get pieces from across Ross's 10 years at DC and Marvel. He will debut 3 brand new portraits made to celebrate the occasion, which will remain exclusively on display. So, yeah, if you're a big fan, Tony, you should go to Chicago. What a great town that is.
I
This
second
mo-
that.
Maybe
This
I
Marvelocity
will.
exhibit was in 2019.
Yeah.
So when is this one in Chicago? What are the dates?
This one's
June
starting
28th through September 26th.
it's
year?
June 29th through February 16th. So, over the holiday. Chicago, it's cold.
I'm going to say that sounds
I
cold.
know,
Yeah,
right now.
in the winter it's cold. If you go now, well, it's also going to be hot,
It gets kind of humid too. 'cause
muggy,
it's right-
because you're right
Hey,
there
but
on Lake Michigan.
Guess
Right
what? The
there on the
Pope
water.
is from there now, so it's a big tourist.
If the
You know-
Pope could take it, you could take it.
Everybody talks
Fair.
about New York being such a great city, and I'd say Chicago has New York beat, frankly. I know that's
I would
heresy to
definitely
say.
like to go on like an architectural tour of Chicago.
Oh, you would
Oh,
love
me
that.
too.
Yeah.
You would love that. Sue did that when I was down there for a radio convention, and she had the day to spend to herself, and she went on one.
And the shopping.
Fascinating. And the shopping, yes. Fascinating town. Great food. All right. If you decide to go, let me know. I've got some restaurant recommendations for you.
All right.
The Girl and the Goat, first of all, but that's anyway. All right. And finally, this.
This
See,
is the
I-
picture you picked.
This is
Barbie
the one.
2?
Now,
This
I
is
know. There we go. Kudi Gatwa is a Barbie again. I did. He did they make a Ken
I don't know if
doll
they
of
made
him?
I don't know that they did.
Okay, well he's
I
a
mean,
Ken.
I don't think
But I
think
mean,
they
you
really
could call him,
made.
you could call him a Ken here or a Barbie
Okay.
here. So
All right, but he's been regenerated. He's
bi-generated at this point.
it's a Doctor Who
Barbie was Mattel.
Barbie of the Doctor. Mattel Creations.
Look how
15
Real quick
cute.
before we leave this,
He's so cute.
Oh, and
He
his
is so cute.
and Ruby Sunday.
yes,
They're making it as well.
his first companion. There was a lot of hullabaloo going around this week, the past couple of days, saying that he was fired, that the BBC was firing him as Doctor Who at the end of this season, and that they haven't named a replacement, the whole 9 yards. We were only getting him for 2 seasons. This was established like a year ago.
This is already
What?
known.
Oh, so now we are already getting a new one.
Yeah, and I don't remember what it was that he decided that they only decided on 2 years. But I mean, there was a huge fake news campaign. Like I did some diving. It's like, no, because they announced at the end of season 1 that he was only going to be going through season 2. unless there was something radical that happened. But the BBC had to put out something yesterday saying, no,
We're not firing
all these
him.
things you're seeing.
Yeah.
I think it was the Sun that originally published the article saying that he'd been sacked, and they're like, no, I don't know where this is coming from, but
Yeah, if you read it in the Sun, question it.
yeah.
That rag.
But then now they did admit that the numbers for this doctor are down. A lot of people are going back to the whole, my favorite thing, woke argument. I'm like, all right, shut up first.
I cannot wait for the next doctor to be just a middle-aged white guy, because that's what they're gonna
I
do.
would love for them to go back. I would love them to go back to Joe Martin as the fugitive doctor, because we have a whole bunch of stories that we don't know about from her time as being the doctor.
Yeah. This is not the first time that a Time Lord has been made into a Barbie. Jodie Whittaker, the 13th Doctor. But this is the first time that a companion has been made into a Barbie. So Ruby Sunday, the first one. This will be available through Mattel Creations, $55 each, available now. Well, no, it's an August release date, but you buy it now, and then you'll see
They'll
them
ship it.
Stores and things like that. So,
and he's a lovely doctor. I'm just going to say I've quite enjoyed his run.
His clothes are amazing.
I have to give credit to their wardrobe department for these 2 seasons, because the doctor has pretty much consistently always worn whatever his uniform look has been.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have given him some of the most amazing fashion and couture to wear over these 2 seasons.
Well, it's not just them. I learned that the actor that plays the doctor always gets like a lot of say into what they wear. Like, because I think I knew this before, but why Peter Capaldi had the sonic sunglasses instead of a sonic screwdriver was because kids who maybe can't afford a toy sonic screwdriver
could get
sunglasses and wear
That's
those
brilliant.
and still be able to play.
That's cool.
Brilliant.
Right? Isn't that nice?
How woke of him.
How woke.
But yeah, I mean, I've loved watching what they've had, especially when they do all of their specific period pieces, like from the 50s and 60s, the stuff that they've had him and either Millie Gibson or Vardra Sathi, his current companion, has just been off the charts.
Yeah, just some amazing clothes on the doctor. All right, what did we consume this week? And who wants to go first?
Stuff.
Rebecca.
Okay.
Can you review Mission Impossible now? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I reviewed it last week.
Oh, okay, that's right.
But I mean, I can tell you again. Hey,
that's right, because it was out.
Skip the first hour, yo. But
I've seen so many negative reviews for it.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it Monday. I think we're taking it as a family movie.
I'm actually kind of happy that the Lilo and Stitch movie is going to outpull it money-wise.
which is kind of crazy. So I'll talk about Lilo and Stitch in a second. But the book I read the terrible book I read this week was called The Worst Hard Time by Timothy Egan, all about the Dust Bowl in the early 1900s.
Wow, sounds
like a happy book.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the Dust Bowl was an actual nightmare?
Mm-hmm.
I was not aware. Like insane. Some movies that are coming out this week on May 30th. One of them, Bring Her Back, is a horror movie by the Philippou brothers. I don't know if you remember Talk to Me from last year.
Yes.
Those guys are very good at unsettling and gory body horror-y type stuff, and they've done it again with Bring Her Back. It is about these 2 children who suddenly find themselves in the foster system, and Sally Hawkins becomes their foster mother, and things are not as they seem. Maybe she's a little bit of a Satanist. There's some weird stuff going on in the House of Hawkins, and I was so surprised by how much I liked this movie. It is totally unsettling, and by the end of it you have a lot of feelings. And I would love to recommend it. If you like horror. It was the secret movie, so like, you know how some theaters they do like a secret movie, this was the secret movie, and if you were not familiar with the Philippou brothers and their line of work, you were probably caught way off guard. So, yeah, I really liked it. Also coming out this week, the new Wes Anderson movie, The Phoenician Scheme.
Oh,
Benedict Cumberbatch said, because Michael Cera is in this movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch said that Wes Anderson discovering Michael Cera is like God discovering water. And how would God discover water?
Michael Cera is a perfect fit for Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
The analogy I used, it was like when Michael Bay discovered drones. Like, it just makes sense.
I thought you were going to say when Michael
That's
Bay
a better example.
discovered Megan Fox.
Or explosions.
That dude, or explosions. But it's a classic Wes Anderson.
A lot of long shots of everyone standing in the middle of the screen, just
everything is very meticulously placed and quirky and whatever. If you like Wes Anderson, you're gonna like this one.
See, this is where I started early. I loved Wes Anderson early on, and then I began to feel like I was being manipulated by Wes Anderson, doing quirky things just to be quirky. You know.
Sure.
You know.
I don't know. I as I agree, I really love early Wes Anderson stuff. I feel like early Wes Anderson stuff has a lot more personality.
Oh, Royal Tenenbaums, one of my favorite movies.
Rushmore is mine.
Great.
I loved Rushmore.
Steve Zissou.
You know, like the French Dispatch.
No. And Astro City.
Or Asteroid City, yeah.
Astro City was the one that pushed me over the edge.
Oh, really? I
just
loved
went,
Asteroid City.
oh, forget it.
But
it was the
Grand Budapest.
No, I liked Grand Budapest. It was the Cub Scout movie.
Moonrise
Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah.
That one I went, ugh.
I kind of liked that one.
But then Asteroid City pushed me over the edge and went, I'm being quirky.
That's the thing. It's
sorry.
a Wes Anderson movie. It bleeds Wes Anderson blood.
Hey, if you love it, love it.
Benicio del Toro is the lead in this movie, and he's fantastic.
He always gets a good cast.
Yeah, it's I liked it. I had a blast. But in theaters right now, Lilo and Stitch. Listen, if you've seen the animated, just stick with the animated. Honestly, the live action one was fine.
Like a shot for shot remake.
Not really.
Is it kind of like
Little
Mermaid where they mostly did shot for shot?
It's mostly shot for shot. I do think Stitch is immune from criticism because he's just a weird little chaotic blue guy who is adorable. And I love him in every iteration. So I don't, can't really say anything bad about him because I just like him in whatever he does. It's talking about him like he's an actor. And
well, he is.
Just a digital actor.
But I mean, they made choices to keep some things from the animated and get rid of a lot of the stuff that worked in the animated. Like the relationship between Nani and Lilo in the live action doesn't feel as deep as it did in the animated one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Zach Galifianakis, unrecognizable. I think it might have been his veneers that I was like, I know Zach Galifianakis is in this, but who is this man that I'm looking at right now?
Was he clean shaven?
Yeah, he looks like an alternate universe John Goodman.
That would be a good disguise for him, as if he were to shave. I wouldn't recognize him.
Yeah, and there's some truly horrific CGI. Pleakley, the green one with the one eye, his alien form in CGI is scary. Like, I didn't like looking at it.
Oh, horrific, like scary, not horrific, like bad quality.
No, you can definitely tell they spent a lot of their time and energy on the Stitch CGI, and everything else was just kind of whatever. I did not realize this until after the movie had come out, and a lot of people are complaining about the ending of this movie, because. And this is in the animated one too. CPS plays like a big role in this movie because, Lilo's being raised by her older sister Nani, and Nani's barely keeping it together. Right. And the way this movie ends, everyone's like, why would you do this? Why Ohana means family, except for it doesn't. whatever. If you have kids will love this. There's a fart joke. The kids went nuts.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking to do something with your kids this weekend at the movies, Lilo and Stitch is fine. I'm just saying maybe the animated is better. That's all.
Okay. I don't think I've seen the animated.
Are you
What?
kidding
Oh,
me?
I know,
It's a
right?
good
I think
one,
that you would
man.
enjoy it.
It's
Maybe
really
I'll
good.
go watch it this weekend. I got a
And
lot of
especially
ideas.
too, if you watch the animated, because I've encountered a couple of other people this weekend who have not seen the original, look up the deleted scenes because there's a lot of messaging about tourism in Hawaii that
Oh,
got
yeah.
cut
Oh, yeah.
because can't advertise our Disney resort if you guys are over here shitting all over Hawaiian tourism.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Watching Secret Lives of Mormon Housewives.
Yeah,
Season
boy.
two.
How
Okay.
far are you?
I
Here's
think
an
we're
here's an observation about
episode
that
7
show.
of season 2.
Sue's been watching season 2 in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a noisy show.
Oh yeah.
There's
It is
so
so
much
noisy.
fighting
Oh,
over
yeah.
stupid things.
Dumb stuff.
And
Dumb stuff.
I don't
Carrie.
even need to see these people to hate them.
I'm done.
Yeah.
After season 2, I'm not watching it anymore. Like
You will.
no.
My,
Is
my-
season 2 still going on?
No, they
all
dropped it. They
at
dropped it
once.
all.
So
So have you finished season 2?
I think I've got one episode left. Or two.
You're on
So-
episode
so you're
7. I
not-
think
so-
there's 10 episodes.
In other
Oh
words,
my gosh.
if you're really committed to this, you stop now. I get because it's like I can
know,
stop at any time. Is
I
that what you're saying,
understand.
Tony?
You're 100% right, Rob. But I'm gonna finish it out.
You're gonna hate watching, aren't you?
my
I am.
my
am. Both my wife and I are hate watching it.
my
And
least favorite hateful thing about that show is all the girls talk like this and they all have the same upward inflection at the end of every sentence.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I
For
really
sure.
hate that.
It,
Oh, you mean the Utah accent? Got it.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
hate
Utah girl accent.
I've been in conversations.
Mom
with-
talk is all about sisterhood, and this is not at all what mom talk stands for.
If mom talk is about sisterhood,
They preach
don't
all this stuff.
understand what sisterhood means.
They
Like,
preach all this stuff.
Listen.
Mom talk means togetherness and sisterhood, and she's not really reflecting the values
Here's-
of mom talk right now. None of you are.
exactly.
All of you
Here's
are.
the thing. Here's what they say, and over here, way on the other side of the spectrum, here's what they do. It's just completely opposite sides of reality.
I hate that up speak at the end of sentences so badly that I have left conversations of people.
Do they all have the same hairstyle?
No.
They all have the same hairstyle. They all
Do
have
they?
extensions. They all get the
Oh,
same
yeah.
plastic surgery because I don't know if you know this, but Utah has like the highest per capita number of plastic surgeons,
true.
second only to Miami.
I do.
But like they all look the same, and
So what you're saying is
Um,
it's the real life, life Stepford Mormon housewives.
That's yeah, but I mean, use the term Mormon loosely.
they
because-
play so fast and loose with the
Exactly.
religion in this.
Exactly.
I
And
think
here's the thing:
that's-
I don't
yeah.
care what people do. You know, I'm a live and let live kind of guy. But if you're gonna say that you're a part of an organization,
Exactly.
you know, you got to at least try to follow what the organization is about.
I give Gina crap all the time, calling her a cafeteria Catholic. You know,
You know, you gotta at least try, and they're not even trying.
not even.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
anyway, now that I got that off my chest, we can talk about the good stuff. Hacks,
Oh,
Hacks, phenomenal last episode.
yes.
Oh man, so good.
Jean Smart is so
She's so
wonderful.
great.
In
She's just so great.
both of them are Hannah Einbinder. Oh,
And that was the season finale, right? This last
Yeah.
episode? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just chef's kiss.
oh
Fantastic.
no! Wait, there's one more.
Is there one more?
There is one more, I believe. Yes.
There is another.
I'm excited for that. The studio also just phenomenal.
That one was the season finale.
Was it with
I
Bryan
think so.
Cranston getting high everywhere
Yeah,
in the party and
I
whatnot?
think so.
Okay,
I think that was
'cause
it.
We got what in my opinion we got a party animal Hal out of that episode with Bryan Cranston. Hal from Malcolm in the Middle goes on a bender, and it was fantastic. And then the rehearsal, I think we're one episode behind on that one, But that show just gets crazier and crazier. And the amount of money that HBO has given Nathan Fielder to play with is just wild, because it is not cheap what he is doing. Highly recommend that show if you just want to watch some weird, uncomfortable, but also kind of like thought-provoking stuff.
I refuse.
I mean, I respect that, but it is interesting. And then TV, last but definitely not least, Murderbot on Apple TV Plus.
Mm-hmm.
You're
with
the
Skarsgård.
only person I have heard reference this show.
Oh, I think you'd like it, Rebecca.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I watched
do.
the first episode, and I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes.
We watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm liking it. It's a lot of fun. Some really good sci-fi. The premise of the show is you have a security bot far in the future, sci-fi setting, who has broken his governor chip. He's unlocked it, so he doesn't have to do what the corporation or what his owners say. But at the same time, he doesn't want them to know that he's free thinking and has free will.
Oh, short circuit. Got it.
But more jokes and a lot more inner monologue, right?
Oh, a lot of it.
A lot of, and it's good. It's enjoyable. You get David Dastmalchian playing a straight man,
Yeah.
which he doesn't do too often. And obviously Skarsgård.
Gord.
Alexander. Is Alexander Skarsgård in this one, I think?
Yeah.
Does a great job as the security bot. Highly recommend. A lot of fun. Apple TV Plus. And then comic books. I just been reading a whole lot of fables. Oh, man.
Bill Willingham.
So
Great series.
good. It's so good. Highly recommend. If you got the DC app, or if you just want to go pick up the old issues, the old trades, Fables. Big time recommend.
All right. Rob.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go with the video stuff first. Making our way slowly through A New Hope still, because child is like, I want to do this before bed. Okay, I'm going to bed now. So it's like 10 minutes at a time. It's like bite-sized New Hope. It's lovely.
That's interesting.
The Last of Us, or Things Not to Do When Other People Are Dead. And poor decision-making all the way around. And it's interesting watching this as somebody who never played the game, either game, and watching what's going on. And I love it. And I'm just kind of like, there's a stereotype of black people talking back to the screen in the theater. It's not a stereotype. It's a thing. And I keep doing that with this show. Just like, no, don't. Why'd you do that? And it's this
for a
show.
reason.
This show does that to me.
I don't know why people have been shitting on this season.
Oh, no, it's a good season. But
I think
you know
it's
why?
great,
Because
you know.
it's not a Pedro Pascal every episode fighting off the evil.
For the same
Probably.
reason they crapped on the second game when it wasn't, you didn't get a prize.
And I have to admit, I think it was the last episode that we watched was a flashback episode. No, that was the one before.
I haven't gotten to that one yet. The flashback.
There's a flashback episode that reframes a lot.
I haven't watched past the 3rd episode of this
Wait,
season.
I've watched something beyond Rebecca?
Yeah,
What?
I hate to say it, I'm losing interest in this show. And Craig Mazin was like, "Oh, we're gonna need a 4th season." And now that, for whatever reason, for me was like a nail in the coffin. That I was like, "Oh, maybe I don't want to watch this show anymore."
I need you to get 2 more episodes in because I need you to get at least to the flashback and tell me what you think of that.
Is that the museum flashback?
I did watch.
Yes.
I watched
Yeah.
the new Rockstars videos that broke down those episodes.
Okay.
So you've watched a video talking about the show that you haven't
Because I
watched?
don't. Yeah, because if I
How
I'm
long
only
are those
half-
new rock stars? How
like
long?
the same length of the episode.
That's
But if I am
okay.
only like half
said.
interested, if I'm only half interested in a drama TV show, I don't know.
Fair.
I don't know.
Fair.
I don't
No.
know.
I am not saying fair to this. This is crazy because you're
know.
watching someone else pick apart a show that you don't care.
Well, they're not
enough
picking
to
it apart.
watch
They're telling me
yourself.
all the fun facts about
Well,
it.
that's what I mean.
But
I mean, like,
Tony,
describe.
how are you watching the Secret Lives of Mormon House?
I'm not watching a podcast.
He's
talk
not
about
watching
it.
a new Rockstars video.
I'm watching the whole thing. I'm
All
taking
right.
my medicine spoonful at a
Okay.
time.
We hijacked Rob. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Doctor Who, and like I said, the last couple of episodes have been good. The last one was a take on like the Eurovision song festival that they do every year in Europe, which was interesting twist. They have finally unveiled who the behind the scenes villain has been this season. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the last 3 episodes, 2 or 3. No, last 2 episodes. And last night I watched a documentary series on Netflix called Air Force Elite Thunderbirds. That is the Air Force's performance drill team, basically aerial performance team, demonstration team. That's what they call them.
They're like the Blue Angels for the Air Force.
The Blue
right?
Angels of the Air Force, basically. And these are literal Top Gun pilots, the top combat pilots for the Air Force, who have a 2-year assignment to be a Thunderbird. And it follows the 2023 group and what they go through to qualify to be Thunderbirds and to get the blessing of like a 4-star general in the Air Force to promote to be their basically goodwill ambassadors. And there was some technical stuff, there was some emotional stuff, there were, the team, you get to see the team building dynamic that goes on with a lot of this. I wish there had been a little bit more with some of like the crew who is not the pilots, but they did do like their flight surgeon, one of their ground operations officers. So you got to see a little bit behind the scenes of what they do to put together one of these shows. That is, I didn't realize that the shows are only 45 minutes because you're watching it, and you're paying attention to planes in the air. It's just like, it could go on forever, but it's only 45 minutes and what it takes for each of these pilots to do what they do. And it was actually pretty fascinating. Although my brother and sister-in-law who are in the Air Force had some choice things to say about the Thunderbirds as being basically divas. And I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, well, okay.
Hey. Sounds like they might have earned that though by the.
Well,
They might have, but it was just like, oh, that was not the reaction I expected. And I was like, your Air Force did a good thing. Yeah, whatever. I'm like, great, never mind. Books really quick. Lee's not here. And I'm not going to talk about N.K. Jemisin, but I am going to talk about the DC Compact Comics. Because I picked up All-Star Superman, and while I loaned it to somebody already, Kingdom Come. And you get the entire story in one $10 book. So
what a great idea.
kudos to DC.
Marvel needs to do that. Yes.
They do. And you get the entire run of whatever you're getting in one $10 book. And it's also, if you loan it to somebody, you're not out your original copies of expensive comic books.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if you get a chance, take a look. And actually, All-Star Superman, for those of you who have any inkling of watching Superman in a month, this is Grant Morrison's love letter to like Silver Age Superman.
All-Star Superman is fantastic.
And it's fun. A lot of people give Superman a lot of crap about being overpowered. Yeah, and I can see that, but that was also very much how Superman was in the 50s and 60s. But this is just a fun read. So DC Compact Comics, give them a shot. Still reading the Godwolf manuscript, Robert B. Parker Spencer series. Still loving this book. Again. And really quick hits. Superman Unlimited kicking off the Summer of Superman for DC in comic form.
No, there we go.
Giant asteroid comes to Earth with a surprise for Superman and a possible change in status quo going forward.
Does it have a bunch of kryptonite on it?
It does.
Okay.
but there's a little more than that.
All right.
So, there's that. Silverhawks number 4, where we get the introduction of Steelheart and Steelwill as Silverhawks. And we find out a very interesting thing about their background. We also see the Copper Kid as he wants to become a Silverhawk and is told no, and kind of does things.
The Copper Kid.
Did you never watch Silverhawks?
No.
Okay. They cartoons in the 80s, for whatever reason, had to have you often had to have a younger character. The
It makes
Thundercats
it
had Wily
relatable.
Kit and yeah, they had the Wily Kit and Riley Cat and the Thundercats. There were the 2 kids in Tiger Sharks, which was another Thundercat spinoff. Copper Kid. However, the Copper Kid, while being the youngest member of the team in the cartoon, was also the smartest member of the team, like the tech whiz of the team. Wonder Woman 21, continuing the story of Murder on Olympus. This is a great Bruce and Diana story. Now, we got the setup in the last issue of Wonder Woman consulting Batman for solving this murder on Olympus. The payoff in this is not just the solving of that crime, but the friendship between Bruce and Diana and how they go about it. So definitely pick this one up. Defiant, number 27. Lore War, part 4 or 5. The Defiant crew is mustering up to take the fight to Lore, and we also see what has happened to 4 of our favorite engineers in the Star Trek universe, and it's not great for them.
No.
But it's worth seeing what they're doing here. Nightwing, oh god, 126, 125. Captain Hello Rising. There is a boogeyman in Bloodhaven, and he is avenging the wrongs that the members of the police force feel were inflicted upon them. Dirty cops, we'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
But it's a good way to do this. Also, Maggie Sawyer, former commissioner of police in Metropolis, is now the commissioner in Bloodhaven. So she's dealing with not just that aspect, but also working with Nightwing.
Boy, that's a downgrade.
Huh?
I said that's a downgrade.
I like the fact that we at least get to see the character, and they actually do her justice in this book. And lastly, Fantastic One, a Valeria Richards story, and where Valeria has to figure out what's wrong with her timeline without the help of the Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay.
Does she have powers like Franklin?
No. And it's one of the weird things with the Marvel
Valeria doesn't have
Universe.
powers?
Franklin is considered, depending on who's writing him, Franklin is considered a mutant. Valeria is only considered a human mutate, but she is at least as smart as, if not smarter than, her father.
Yeah, she's incredibly smart. Just real quickly here, I'm loving these travel shows. It's Stanley Tucci in Italy. It's on your Disney Plus, your National Geographic, and Eva Longoria in Spain. I just love both these shows, just because it's great food and beautiful scenery and all that. It's a nice place to be. And Stanley Tucci and Eva Longoria. All right. And Sarah Silverman has a new stand-up special on, I want to say Netflix, called Postmortem, which is mostly true stories. It's not a lot of jokes that are made up. It's mostly true stories about her father and her stepmother dying about 6 months apart.
I thought it was like 9 days.
Was it 9 days?
She was on Comedy Bang Bang this week, and they had a really great interview about like what led to the making of Postmortem. And I want to say he died like 9 days after she did.
But it's mostly true stories because they show you at the end during the credits. You know, there was this part where apparently Jeff Ross, the Roastmaster General, and her father were really close.
Oh, I believe it.
And so Jeff Ross comes to visit him as he's dying, and he says, I hate to tell you this, Shalepi, but I can't have you as my emergency contact anymore. And then they show video of that happening. It's kind of dark. It's kind of dark, but funny, still funny. So enjoy that. Let's see. And I rewatched Rogue One after I finished up Andor. It works, folks. It works.
Do you feel different?
You do. You do. I mean, I always liked Rogue One. I was one of those people in the minority that always liked it. I like it even better now. Have to say, like it even better now. And when Fantastic Four hits theaters and you get nerds, bitching about how it's not proper, it's not like the comic book, or
that's not my Galactus.
They've deviated from the comic book. Okay, this is Galactus in the comic book. All right.
That's Wonder Man.
He's wearing a Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
With a big G on his chest. Okay, so don't give me that it's not comics accurate, the movie. All right, so shut
Carrie,
up.
thank you for that, because that reminded me I did have to come back to something from that Fantastic Four issue with the big G. In the timeline, Franklin becomes the biggest, baddest thing he can think of, and he becomes
Galactus.
Frank
with an F.
Galactus.
With a big F on his chest.
Galactus.
But he's got the
Frank
purple and
Galactus.
blue.
But he has
Frank
the purple
Galactus.
and blues.
Frank Lactus. All right. Well, let's head over to the after party, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you want to join us at the after party, it's geekshowgotthiscovered.com. We're headed over there now. Live long and prosper, bitches.